Next Saturday, the Rolex Sports Car Series slams into Mid-Ohio, where the GT points battle is as close as it gets. Don't miss the Rolex Sports Car Series live from Mid-Ohio next Saturday at 5 Eastern, only on Speed. It is a warm afternoon in Brooklyn, Michigan. Again, we have overcast skies, frequent sun peeking through on occasion. So you see a lot of fans enjoying the day of racing. And we hope that you're enjoying it there at home watching with us as well. Out in front of this field, it is now Ryan Sieg who is bringing the field to the green flag. And yes, Ryan Sieg was one of the drivers that was starting back toward the rear of this race at the beginning. He started 25th, but has been able to get out in front of the field. And another driver that we saw earlier, the 84 of Chris Fontaine, was involved in our first incident coming out of turn number 2, slid up the racetrack and got caught up and then slid down and brought out our first caution.
There's a little bit of muscle in that second row, though, with the 18 of Kyle Busch and the 3 of Austin Dillon.
And they're going to romp on these. They're going to hop on these two as soon as that green flag flies. But listen, Ryan Sieg finished 9th at Dover earlier this year, so he's certainly formidable. He can run in the top 10, but Kyle Busch anticipated that start perfectly, grabbed the lead from Sieg.
How about Elliott Sadler now going to look to the bottom of Sieg in the second position, and Austin Dillon is going to go around the outside.
The lowest we've seen Elliott Sadler run on the racetrack today. He was all the way down to the yellow line. He takes third. And looking on the outside, looks like the 17 of Timothy Peters making the charge now.
How about that view that Toyota onboard of Tom Bodine had for a moment?
Timothy Peters started in the 12th position. He's been strong. He's up to third. The furthest back anybody's won this race is from the 12th position. Oh, is there room for Elliott Sadler?
How about Todd Bodine creeping up the racetrack into Jay White? Now we see James Buescher in the 31 trying to make the move on Elliott Sadler to the bottom of the racetrack.
I don't think there was room for Elliott Sadler.
He's right now he pulled in the inside to let Elliott know that he didn't think there was room either.
But what a great run early in the going for Timothy Peters.
How about the two out front once again? Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon. We've seen Dillon run well. He won the pole for this race. Kyle Busch, it only took him 3 laps to get up front.
Look at the draft pull that forward of Jason White up to those other 2 trucks.
And look at Todd Bodine. He said, I don't like the way you two are
going way wide.
Elliott almost into the wall.
I'm not sure he didn't get into the wall.
He might be in the wall right now as he's coming out of turn number 4. Let's see if there's any damage right up against the wall.
Something's wrong with it.
Does he have a right front tire down? Looks like the splitter.
I don't think he hit the wall there. I think something's wrong with it. He didn't hit the wall.
Clear low right there.
He's definitely scored on the racetrack, so problems for Elliott Sadler.
He thinks it's got a right front flat.
Battle for the lead. Austin Dillon goes to the inside of Kyle Busch.
Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch on the outside. So Dillon takes over the top spot once again. Austin Dillon has yet to lead a lap at Michigan, even though he had the pole.
How about the maturation of this young kid, this Austin Dillon?
Wow.
From lap 1 at Daytona having a problem to the pole last week and a 3rd place finish for his best career finish and passing Kyle Busch for the lead here at Michigan.
Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch 1 and 2 as they go into turn 1.
And he may drive away.
He's starting to pull away, but as you mentioned earlier, this can end up being a drafting track. So Kyle Busch could get a little pull from Austin Dillon to be able to stay on his back bumper.
Look at the way that truck sets on that straightaway, right down against the road. Even though it hits bumps, Rick, it stays right in place. The splitter dragging the ground, just a really good-looking truck as it goes down the straightaway, and obviously a fast truck. You know, he sat on 2 poles in a row. There's only been 4 guys that have won their first 2 poles in consecutive races, and Mike Skinner, Mike Bliss, and Brendan Gaughan are the other 3. You know what Skinner went on to do in that very 3 truck? He won his first 8 consecutive poles.
Elliott Sadler on pit road. What happened, Ray? Ray, what'd they do with the 2?
Well, Ricky had a right front tire flat. It came in, and Butch Hilton decided, let's go ahead and put 4 tires on it. They're going to more than likely be down 2 laps here after taking that amount of time to slow down, get in here, get your pit stop. But 4 tires on it, and all they can do is hope we go on a long green flag cycle and maybe get a lucky dog.
So the wave around is really going to help too. You know, that would, if you're 2 laps down, you would just about be in jail in years past. But with the new double foul restart rules and the wave around, not anymore. We saw Eric Almirola go from 2 laps down to Dover to get his first career win.
Only 3 trucks off the racetrack. Mike Harmon, Chase Austin, and J.C. Stout are out of the race. We've got two trucks that are a lap down, Elliott Sadler being one of those, Chris Jones the other.
What about Jason White in that Ford? He's up in the 6th spot, or excuse me, top 5 for Jason. Didn't qualify that well, but has driven to the front.
I was talking to Jason after qualifying. He said, hey, I ran wide open. Didn't run all that fast. He said, but it was really good in practice, so hopefully I'll be able to hold that thing down and run with him in the race, and he's running with some really good trucks right now.
Well, we heard Mike Skinner say he qualified back in the 19th place. We interviewed him before the race, and he said, wide open's wide open. That's all we got right now. Sad to report, but Jason has told us that before. He said, I run wide open in Daytona, I'm first. I go to California, I come to Michigan, run wide open, I'm not even in the top 20 or just inside of it.
I've mentioned this a lot. Back in 2003, I was talking to Shane Wilson, Brendan Gaughan's crew chief. I said, what are your chances? He said, I think we have too much downforce on this truck. I don't think we can compete with him, and he won by 11 seconds. So I don't think downforce is going to hurt you in the race, as we see Matt Crafton move to the outside of Jason White.
Big run for the 88 Menard Chevrolet of Matt Crafton, and he's got the 51 of Eric Almirola in tow now. We saw Almirola duck into the low side of the racetrack earlier, trying to make up some positions. Now it looks like he's going to try the momentum side. The 2 of Elliott Sadler back on the racetrack.
And he is only 1 lap down right now. That's all it takes right there.
In the tire, you see the circle around it.
You see this little hole right here? That was how thick that tire is. It's only about 4/32 of an inch. Is as thick as that tire is when it's brand new.
And the reason why Goodyear just has a little bit of rubber on these tires is they want them to go about a fuel run, a little bit further than a fuel run. And the more rubber you have on the tire itself, the more heat it builds and the more apt it is to blister or the tire go away from a failure like that. So these tires are scienced out, and I don't think we've ever had better tires in NASCAR than we have now in 2010. Everywhere we go, everyone raves about the tires.
Ray Dunlap.
Well, just to add to that, guys, NASCAR has made a decision to give the number 2 truck a set of right side tires to replace those. So in addition to the stickers they have sitting here in the pits, they'll get an additional 2 tires for the right side. Krista?
I mentioned at the start of the race about Jason White. He started 16th all the way up into the top 5, as the booth mentioned. He's been tight in traffic but good alone. On the last stop, they put wedge in the right rear to keep the left front nose down on the track, and it is working.
So again, Jay White running in the 7th position, just in front of Eric Almirola. We ride along with Jason White. In front of the field, though, it's the young one, Austin Dillon, in front of Kyle Busch, Todd Bodine, our most recent winner in the Camping World Truck Series from a week ago at Texas, Timothy Peters in the 4th spot, and Matt Crafton rounding out our top 5. Austin Dillon started from the pole but wasn't able to lead the first lap. That was Ron Hornaday that jumped out to the early lead. Austin Dillon has worked his way up front, and now Dillon being scored with 7 laps led already from Michigan International Speedway. 2, 3, 4 wide from this 2-mile racetrack. Stay with us. Hey race fans, Sunoco's Free Fuel 5000 is back. Just get your Sunoco decal, put it on your car, get spotted, and win. We've got spotters visiting every participating Sunoco, and if we see you with it while you're there filling up, you'll win one of thousands of instant prizes and a shot at the grand prize, 5,000 gallons of Sunoco fuel. For more information, go to GoSunoco.com.
Could they put it on their truck too?
I would say they could.
Okay, I think we just heard an in-truck radio. Somebody said it was raining. Did y'all hear that?
Sounded like Jennifer Jo Cobb to me.
And we're hearing that some of our camera operators up on the roof of this facility. And there you have it.
Raining hard on the backstretch.
Krista.
Yeah, I can update you guys on the weather, at least down here at Pit Inn, down towards Turn 4. A few sprinkles, some of the teams covering up some things here on Pit Road, but it's really not bad. And it actually, as soon as it started, it's almost like it ends. So the track is actually fine.
This is a 2-mile racetrack, though, so, you know, halfway across to the entrance of Turn 3 is pretty close to a mile away from Krista. And obviously, NASCAR and the drivers are reporting some moisture, pretty heavy moisture over there, and thought it'd be time to throw the caution flag.
Yeah, Wayne Otten, our series director, is in our next booth, and he just motioned over here that, in fact, that was for rain.
So that precipitation that I mentioned wasn't going to happen today is happening.
Moved, you had that right. Did they come over here from one of those Great Lakes?
One of the Great Lakes, one of the 5.
Moved in off the lakes.
I'm trying to help you with your geographical lessons. Pits are closed. Again, a little bit of rain here in the area.
Hey, Hey, Rick, before we go